like a horrible name.
Yes, horrible. I mean, come on. The Tumbler for the Batmobile is called the Tumbler.
That's not so bad.
The Bat Pod, and then they really just threw in the towel with the freaking Bat Jet. It's just called the Bat. I mean,
they got lazy.
Yeah, they got really lazy. Yeah, it's just called the Bat.
They found the time to name it Bat Lasso, but like JP just said, they couldn't just call it Rope. I mean, let's be real. If they're going to be in a real world, why not just call it Rope?
Which cracks me up because like most of the stuff starts with Bat something, like the Batarangs. I mean, we all know that's Ninja Stars.
Yeah.
But then they really just kind of like, oh well, we can't really say like Bat Flashbang, so just guess we'll call them Flashbangs. And then of course his smoke pellets and his Sonic Bat Beacon, which Sonic Bat Beacon calls the bats.
Calls the bats, yeah.
Oh, that's from Batman Begins.
Yeah.
That's actually a technical term then.
Yeah.
Calls bats.
Are we also like incorporating that sonar he had in Dark Knight?
That would not be an actual object he would be using for this fight because that was a specialized object he prepared.
He tapped other people's phones.
Yeah, just prepared just to find the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So in this kind of fight that we'll be doing against both of them, I would say that they would just basically carry what they would usually carry on them.
Right.
You know,
like the goo gun.
Well, that's where that one's iffy. The Bat Goo Gun, it is compact. It's actually pretty small and it fits right in the backside of his.
Oh, I just said goo gun because I like saying that. Yeah. It sounds funky, dude.
And then his armor itself is more flexible. He's able to move around better.
He's able to put his leg behind the back of his head now.
Yeah, basically he's a contortionist with those on. But his armor does have it is basically like one big taser gun. He's actually able to tase throughout his whole entire armor.
Yeah, but I think we only see him doing that
on his mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from what I've looked up. And the gauntlets actually carry that power. So power assisted mangle is what's called.
So they're actually attached to the gauntlet?
It's actually attached to the gauntlet, and then it pops upwards towards his hand, and that's when he's able to take grip onto like the barrel of the gun and bend it, or
cut into the side of
the side of a van and kind of rip the door open, which he didn't successfully do because he hit a pillar.
Well, technically the driver hit a pillar.
The driver hit a pillar. So
can't fault him for that.
But yeah, that's actually on his forearm. The blades on the gauntlet actually can shoot out too, and we all know about his. And then his cape, of course, is that memory cloth thing where he's actually able to send electrodes through the cloth and create the.
That's also fireproof, right?
You know what? Never stated. I actually don't believe it is because
I thought it was because in Batman Begins,
but that's a different armor for one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like the same kind of cloth though for the cape?
For the most part, yeah. But if you notice that in that movie, he's pretty messed up after that fire thing. I mean, I know he got hit with the fear toxin, but afterwards, I mean, he had to get the water to turn it out. If it was full on fireproof, it would have not ignited.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It might be fire resistant.
Why are you looking at me like that? Like I did something wrong. You got them beady like
because
French
you're
eyes.
wrong.
Whatever, JP.
So those would probably be the items that Batman would bring to this fight. Other than that, anything that I missed that anyone else thinks that they can throw in, that pretty much called it all.
That's Batman,
yeah. And then for Cap's side, you would give me the list of what Cap would bring to this fight.
Well, what Cap's really going to be bringing to the fight is, a grade super soldier body. That's what he's bringing to the fight. He doesn't need all these, little gadgets and tools. He's a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah, he doesn't need all these gadgets and tools, but he took a serum to make him from going from a puny dude to a big dude, huh?
He did.
He didn't take it. He volunteered.
Volunteered for his country.
You know what, JP, you're wrong.
I'm just saying.
So
I'll give you that look.
Captain America, we're going to be using Captain America from the Avengers movie. Now, keep in mind, we're going to still have everything that he did from the Captain America movie because that's just, that's his past. That gets incorporated into this fight. But physically, as far as equipment and training goes, it's going to be the Avengers Captain America. So he has the Avengers suit. He has a shield. It's made out of vibranium. It's indestructible. He's a master with it when it comes to throwing and being able to pinpoint his target. And although we don't have a whole movie dedicated to his training like we do with Batman and Batman Begins, we definitely do see that he has, he goes from being,
some brute strength.
Yeah, using just his brute strength in Captain America to actually having, fighting ability in the Avengers. Like when he fights Loki, he dodges, I think, like 3 melee attacks. And he's like doing like Matrix moves. And then he goes and he lands with a kidney punch. Now, if he was fighting anyone else, that would have dropped him. But since he's fighting Loki, who's an Asgardian / frost giant, didn't really do too much. But so, and then Cap, his armor. I'm not sure what it's made out of, but we know that it can withstand a point blank shot from a, what are they called? T'Chari rifle, like laser blast. All it does is it just like knocks the wind out of him. Doesn't blow him in half, doesn't blow, him clear across, New York City. But now keep in mind, these blasts are able to blow holes in like, walls and like, brick walls and like all throughout New York City. It's just getting like demolished. So that's what Cap's bringing.
Did that blast even tear his
No,
costume?
it didn't even tear it.
See, that's a con for Batman now, is that he lives in the real world. And
Yeah, that's the
like,
biggest con.
And then he was explaining all that. I was like, oh, it's not looking good for Batman now. Like,
You chose the wrong side on
Yeah.
it.
so I changed. Okay, I don't want to be on this team anymore. I think I'd rather be on Matt's team and JP's team.
Well,
You're on your own.
also too, in the Captain America movie, so like we're talking a little bit more about the super soldier serum, what it actually gives Captain America. So if you look at Captain America, the first Avenger, Cap's able to kick a World War II Hydra soldier like 6 feet away from him, as if he was like a soccer ball.
Well, they're made out of paper. Duh.
Yeah. And then he's able to like throw them with one arm,
I'm
like
just
10
saying,
feet.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that was CG'd.
It was all stunt doubles and
That was all
tricks.
stunt double. I'm just saying. I'm
all
pretty sure.
wires.
No, I've
and
seen the
magic.
movie. It's real.
Batman's real. Batman the movie's real.
Yeah. So then let's see, what else
documentary.
can Captain America do? He's able to chase down a speeding car, leap over a fence with just one jump, and able to swim and catch up to a experimental submarine. So yeah, that's
Batman can do all that.
yeah.
He's Batman.
with his eyes closed.
With his catch up to an experimental submarine.
he can do it with Bay on his back.
He does that every Sunday morning just for the fun of it.
That's his workout routine.
Another thing for Captain America.
Oh, what, you got something else to add?
Yeah, when he was chasing that car, he went through that window and he walked all over the glass barefoot.
Oh, yeah.
Phase him. That hurts. Have you walked on glass? That hurts.
No, but maybe he had like, I don't know, maybe he had like corns and rough pads on his feet or
No,
something.
he's not a
that allowed
hobbit.
him to
He
walk.
doesn't wear barefoot all the time.
Okay, wait, we're
I
talking
guess
about
you can't wear barefoot.
superheroes, not hobbits, all right?
I'm just letting you know, hobbits don't wear shoes. If you didn't know that.
I'm at a loss.
Awkward silence.
Looking at JP and just trying to woo him.
So how many rounds do you want to give this fight?
Let's
This
say
particular fight?
we're gonna give it like 3 rounds, and we're gonna base the fight in 9 categories. So let's see here. I have a list of the 9.
On your phone.
Yes, on my phone.
So what do you think? It's not
We're gonna
looking for
judge
Batman,
the
huh?
It looks
fight.
bad for Batman right
Yeah.
now. But hey, you know what? It's Batman.
Only because it's Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah, well, Christopher Nolan's Batman is not the comic book Batman. you
Yeah,
know?
he doesn't. Yeah, it's based in the real world, not
Because
like
like I said earlier, my like when I got into Batman, my dad is the one that brought me into it. He's a huge Batman fan. He saw the Christopher Nolan Batmans. He loved the villains. He thought the villains were really cool. He was just really disappointed with the Batman.
because it wasn't the Batman he was used to.
like
Well, also too, sometimes okay, so we've got the 2 Tim Burton, Batmans. We've got then the other 2 that came after that. Then we've got these 3 films, and throughout all of these films, mostly what the film focuses on is the villain.
yeah.
Batman's just kind of like a side note.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's why the villains are so freaking awesome, all of them.
We're gonna
and also, that's why I forgave freaking Christian Bale's voice as Batman throughout all the movies.
What was wrong with his voice?
You couldn't understand him. Garble, 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 garble.
Yeah. So, okay. In Batman, The Dark Knight Rises.
There's subtitles.
So he's on a roof with Catwoman and they're like talking to each other, and he turns around to like say something to like, you know, look over the cityscape, and then he turns back around and Catwoman's gone. He's like, that's what that feels like.
Yeah, he got all depressed about it.
But he's by himself. He's by himself. He's not doing the voice for anyone. He's just doing it for himself now.
I think he just has to do it so that way, in case.
No, he doesn't do the voice when he gets stabbed. When he gets stabbed by Talia, he's like,
well, give it to him. He got stabbed, dude. I mean,
yeah. Have you been stabbed before? It hurts.
Yeah, but like,
have you?
No.
What? How do you?
I got stabbed with a spork. That hurt.
Okay. Anyways.
Now I want SpaghettiOs.
So the fights are going to be judged in 9 categories. We're going to judge them in intelligence/strategy, fighting ability, strength, speed, agility, energy/range ability, durability, invulnerability, versatility, and the X factor. X factor being anything that might change the outcome of the fight that we can't measure in anything previous of the 8 categories. So intelligence/strategy, who would we give this to?
It would definitely still be Bruce Wayne Batman, Christopher Nolan's. He's been shown to actually have intelligence when it comes to creating things. That's one thing that this keeps true with Batman is that he's still technically, he can create like his weaponry.
He's still really smart. He just doesn't show it.
Yeah, it just does. You know, they don't do a whole lot of montage, like 80 montage over it.
He definitely doesn't use all that brains for his detective skills. That's
no,
true.
That's one thing he's very short on, his detective skills.
Yeah, he's just running around interrogating people like, where is he? Where's Harvey Dent? Where's the bomb? Where's the Joker? Pray to me.
In every movie. In every movie.
Yeah, he asks a lot of questions for a real intelligent guy.
That's what makes him a detective.
Well, if you notice in all the movies, you notice in all the movies, it's Alfred the one that's telling him like, oh yeah, like with the Joker, he's all like, yeah, you can't really reason with the dude.
Just because Alfred found out information about Bane doesn't mean he didn't like anyone else could have probably done that. He probably Googled it.
Yeah, and how did Alfred come up with like this information from Bane? He's like, yeah, what did Alfred do? Like Google it or something?
He was watching that video and he was like assessing the video, like see how he fights with all that ferocity and anger. I'm like, really, Alfred? Like how many fights have you been in?
Well, Alfred wasn't
maybe
he the
he
first
watches the UFC fights a lot.
Wasn't he the first one to name off that he was part of the League of Assassins?
League of Shadows.
Or League of Shadows, yeah. So like, I mean, Googled seriously, he Googled that. Googled it. Or he just read the script.
Or maybe he read it on Wikipedia,
yeah. League of Shadows have their own webpage.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to it to hire them.
Yeah, it's members only.
And all that.
No.
But, I mean, same thing, too, that Alfred, he has his connection, I guess, from his army days or when he used to be, because then he claimed to be some type of mercenary at one point, too, when he was talking about Joker and...
I thought he said he was just traveling around the world.
Was he just traveling around the world?
Traveling around the world.
Oh, well then he knows a lot of crap then.
Maybe he likes to read a lot.
he picks up the Daily Post and just reads the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. That's where he gets all of his information.
Okay, so but Captain America's not an idiot when it comes to strategy and everything.
He knows who the flying monkeys are.
Yeah.
I think what?
He got
I'm not repeating
reference. Okay, like for instance, when Captain America's still Steve Rogers and he's in boot camp training, and the guy tells him like, "Oh, no one's been able to get this flag for like X amount of years." Captain America's the only one who actually has enough brains to like figure out like, "Oh, I'm just gonna like take these pins out and just grab the flag."
Hey, all I'm saying is if he had that super soldier serum on him, he would have been climbing that flagpole.
He would have probably just knocked the flagpole down.
Well, yeah.
But all I'm saying is, like, when you're a smaller dude, you have to have some type of intelligence, like street smarts to get
there you
things,
go.
like street smarts.
Yeah, it is some kind of intelligence.
It is some type of intelligence.
Well, I'm just saying we're voting that Batman has more intelligence and strategy than Cap, but not probably by much with this Christopher Nolan and
Yeah.
And
We're not saying he's like leaps and bounds. Like
Right.
That's what I wanted to
It's just he has the
Gross.
edge.
Yeah,
He
it's
has
like
the
say
edge,
someone with
exactly.
like say a high school education to someone with like say a college education. So